You might be a liberal if you think open borders is compassionate until the hospitals, schools, and shelters in your blue cities are completely overwhelmed, and then suddenly it's a red state problem. You might be a liberal if you support defund the police as official Democratic policy, then act shocked when violent crime skyrockets in every major city run by your party for decades. You might be a liberal if you believe biological males should play women's sports, use women's bathrooms, and dominate women's prisons because inclusion matters more than basic biology or safety. You might be a liberal if your party's platform says climate change is an existential threat, so we need to ban gas stoves, plastic straws, and cow farts while China builds coal plants like it's going out of style. You might be a liberal if you cheer free healthcare for all, including illegal immigrants, but can't explain why veterans and legal citizens wait months for basic care. You might be a liberal if you demand equity over equality, so we lower standards, ignore test scores, and hand out participation trophies while calling it justice. You might be a liberal if you think censoring misinformation on social media is fine when it's conservative views, but suddenly scream about free speech when your own side gets fact checked. You might be a liberal if your Democratic leaders say Trump is a threat to democracy while they push court packing, ending the filibuster, adding new states for votes, and jailing political opponents. You might be a liberal if you support late term abortion with no restrictions in taxpayer funding, then call pro lifers extremists for wanting any limits at all. You might be a liberal if you believe raising the minimum wage to $15 plus will help the poor, even as businesses close, hours get cut, and prices skyrocket for everyone. You might be a liberal if you call parents domestic terrorists for complaining about gender ideology and CRT being taught to elementary school kids without their consent. You might be a liberal if you trust endless government spending and money printing to fix poverty, inflation, and housing, while ignoring that every time Democrats control the White House and Congress, prices go up and wages don't keep pace. You might be a liberal if you think diversity, equity, and inclusion programs are essential until they result in hiring and promoting people based on identity instead of merit, then act surprised when everything starts failing. You might be a liberal if your entire democratic worldview boils down to more government control, more division by race and gender, more spending, and more rules for thee, but not for me, and you still think you're the compassionate, tolerant ones.